And hi everyone, this is Board Games and Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to talk to you about a game that I've liked for a really long time called Maquis. Now, this production is being put out by Side Room Games. It is a solo game that plays in about half an hour, and it's from the makers who made Black Sonata, a really fabulous solo game that you should check out as well. Now, in this game, you are playing the role of the Maquis, who were French subversives who worked against the occupiers during World War II. And what you're trying to do is two things in this game. It's a worker placement where you're going to put your people all around France to either, go to the grocer and get food or to the doctor to get medicine, and to different locations where you can exchange things. Like I can turn in food to get money. And you're doing this in hopes of completing two missions that you're going to pick in the game. So in that way, it's worker placement, but it's also pick up and deliver, because sometimes you will actually have to have a clear path from your safe house and get it to a mission, or you have to go to a spare room that becomes something, or you'll go to a radio tower to call in a drop off that then drops it off a field, and you have to actually go there to get it for you. So it's kind of a mix of the two. Now, there's not only placement and pickup and delivery, there's a lot of pressure points in this game. So to start the game, basically, let's just say we're going to pick two missions, okay, to start our game. And the mission cards have something interesting about them. One of the pressure points is you have to not only complete what's on the cards, but you have to physically get there. And so to start with, let's look at this card. This one here is called Bomb for the Officer. Okay, and let's make sure the camera can focus on that. And what it says is Bomb for the Officer. It has an orange symbol on it. And what that means is you can complete this goal, and even if your path back to the safe house isn't provided, you can, essentially die. They say get arrested, but I say die in battle. It's much more brave to complete this. You can do that there. You need to turn in a gun and a bomb. The flavor text says a German plane landed in the field southeast of the town. The pilot is in the hotel nearby. A perfect time to strike. You must have at least 5 morale, so we'll talk about morale in a second, to carry out this mission and deliver 1 weapon and explosive to this location before this mission is complete. The east field and the southeast spare room are unusable. Okay, so we have a person. Now you'll see how it becomes thematic. Person has landed, and what they're doing is, let's say that plane landed in the east field, so this is not available to us, and they're staying in the spare room over here, the southeast. So this room is also not available to us. The field isn't really an issue because the drop-offs can be delivered in one of 2 fields. But not having a spare room is a big deal, because a spare room, you have to pay 2 money to get use of a room, can become things you'll need in the future. Like that particular card needs a bomb, and to get a bomb, you're going to need a chemist. So I would have had to have had a free spare room, so now I have to put my spare room someplace else. But it could have also been a counterfeiter to make money if I needed that in the game that helps me buy weapons or maybe complete a mission. A propagandist, again, will raise morale. High morale not only emboldens the people, but it keeps the occupying forces at bay a bit. Information I might need, an informant. Smuggler can give me medicine and food. You also turn that in either on the black market to get items or to raise morale again, or maybe I simply want another safe house. This safe house in particular I find really useful over in this spare room, because sometimes you got a bottleneck when you're trying to create safe passage back to your safe house when it's down here. Now, I keep mentioning morale, and what happens with morale? Well, in the game, you have a morale tracker and you have a soldier tracker. You're going to start at 6 morale, and what that means is, first of all, some missions are going to require you to hit certain morales, like Aid the Spy that I'm about to read. I've had it before. It says that you need at least 5 morale in the game, which doesn't sound hard, but it's incredibly hard by the end of the game. But there's a downfall to that too. As morale is dropping, see these red numbers? That's the minimum amount of enemies that come on the board. The maximum is the amount of enemies will match the number of insurgents you have in your safe house. But even if you're down to like 1 insurgent, if you start on 6, you're going to have 3 enemies. If your morale gets down to 1, you have to put 5 enemies on the board no matter what. So that gets really bad. We also have this soldier tracker, And in the game, what can happen is you can kill the police, okay? If you get a gun, you can use it to clear a path. And you might do that so that you don't lose your worker, because everything in this game is a finite resource. Not only what you're trying to pick up, but also the workers themselves. You might want to, pull out the gun and use it. But when you do that, they're going to send in the military. And when the military comes in, not only can the military not be eliminated, it automatically lowers the morale. So this is another pressure point in the game. So you begin at a morale of 6 and with no soldiers. Another pressure point in the game is your time. You have 14 days to do this game, which really goes by quickly. Not only that, but every time you see orange, morale automatically drops. Okay, so the second one we have here, mission we're trying to accomplish is aid the spy. And this is going to require 2 different people to drop off. One person is going to have to drop off 2 guns, and another person is going to have to drop off money and 2 food. Flavor text is a British spy parachuted in a few days ago. Boy, everyone's coming in and needs our help. Provide him with equipment and supplies to help him carry out his mission. Deliver 2 weapons to the spy on day 1, followed by 1 money and 2 food on a second day. And you notice that little white strip? That's actually a road, and they connect like this to those 2 points. So you actually have to get there. Okay, so once we picked our missions, the missions are done, and now we put our people on the board. Our 3 insurgents are going to start in our only safe house at the moment. Nearby at a cafe are 2 people who could easily be recruited into our lives. You just have to give them food so you can get them later. Okay, well, if I were to start the game, what I would say is I clearly need guns. And the guns you can get in an interesting way because a lot of these locations are going to chain against each other. So first thing I see is, okay, if I go to the fence, I can trade in money to get guns. Okay, how do I get money? Well, I can get money one of 2 ways. I can go to the black market, trade in either medicine or food to get money, but basically I'm taking it out of the community, so morale will also drop. But to get either of those, I'd first have to go to the doctor or the grocer. So I would have to go here, and then I have to go here, and then I have to go here. Multiple steps. The other thing I could do is I could just go to a radio tower, either A or B, and I could call for an airdrop. Now, what does an airdrop do? Well, here's a card that explains it. And so this is actually really helpful. If I do an airdrop, I can either ask through the radio tower for 1 money to be dropped off, 1 weapon, or 3 food onto an empty field. And I only have 1 empty field at the moment. The other thing about the airdrop too is because you need time for the airplane to get there, you can't do it on the same turn. So whereas had I gone to the grocer for food and then I turned food in for money and then I could have a person over the fence turn money into gun, I could have done that all in 1 turn, but it takes up 3 people. I would have to put 1 person in the radio tower to call for a drop, and then on a subsequent turn, I'd have to go to my open field to actually pick it up. Okay, so that's one little thing you have to make sure you keep track of. Now, from this point on, I'm really going to encourage you to watch the gameplay because the game really mutates as you go along. And I'll try to make it as fast as I can. So, okay, so I have everything in place, and here we go. So I need my guns. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chain. I'm going to go to the grocer. Now, as soon as I do that, my minimum that I have to bring out is 3. I have 3 people in the safe house. Also, my morale dictates 3. So I look at my police patrol card, and it lists different places I have to go. If I go to the fence first and it's clear, I may put a person. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go there. Should that have been occupied by anyone, I would then go to the second location, Pont du Nord. Okay, if that was busy, I would have gone to Pont l'Evêque. Had that been occupied, well, my goodness, now what happens is nothing's free. So the patrol is now going to start arresting people, and it's going to arrest someone who's at one of these locations. Okay, so that removes one of your people permanently from the game, something you want to do. But luckily, right now, the fence was free. So the first officer went there. Next, I have my food. I'm going to turn it into the black market. I'm going to pull for the patrol, and the patrol says the fence again, but it is occupied. Now I have to go to Rue Bardat, and that is over here. That is my second of my 3. And lastly, but look at this. food to make money. And I was hoping to go to the fence to turn it in for a gun, but I can't do that. So that plan got blown out of the way. I kind of want to hedge my bets and try to get a spare room. So I think I'm going to go to Radio B and call in for an airdrop. I can hedge my bets. I can use the money directly for a gun or maybe for a safe room. Let's see what happens. Lastly, I'm going to pull this in. Okay, the patrol goes to Radio Tower A, which is out of the way. Good, I was afraid it said Radio B. Okay, so they're over there. So now I can actuate these in any order. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to get myself food. I'm going to trade it into the black market for some money. Hedging my bets, people. But when I do that, it drops my morale. I'm still at 5. I'm still in the game. And then I'm going to call for an airdrop, and I'm going to drop it over here for more money. All right. Now, we just did that. Now it's day 2. The turns and the rounds also go very quickly. Okay, I have 2 money potentially. Well, first thing I'm doing, put a person on the field to go pick that up for me. The new guy comes out. He's going to go on Radio A. Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay, second person. I'm going to... it'd be great if I went and I got a spare room. I want a chemist so I can get my bomb. I am going to go to the spare room. Okay, pull for the second enemy, and it says Point Levesque. Okay, oh my goodness. So now this is bad because I can't draw a straight line of my worker back to my safe house. This is going to be a little tight. I might need to instantly convert this into a safe house. So this spare room is available to me. 1, 2, and I need a last person. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the fence and just hedge my bets that I can get a gun. And now I'm going to pull for the last person, and it says the last patrol goes onto the grocer, which is right there. Okay, so what happens? This field worker comes to this safe house, and I went to the field. I got a second money. I kind of want to turn this in now. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the spare room. I'm going to turn these 2 in, these 2 money. But what I'm going to take is, I'm going to turn him into a propagandist because I am always in need of propaganda because it drops really fast in this game. Wait a minute. Now, if I do that, this person dies and I lose one of my resources. Oy, okay, let's rethink that. Okay, you got turned into a safe house. Kaboom. All right, fine. And now because you can come back, oh, you don't have anything to turn in anyway. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, anyway, you come back there. All right, so all my people are safe. They're off the board as well. But now we're going to day 3. Day 3 is orange. So my morale drops again. So I started at 6. I'm already down to 4. Now I'm below my threshold to accomplish one of my goals. I do have 2 safe houses, though. So it's not the worst scenario. I am going to go to Radio Tower, pull for... Actually, you know what? Now that I'm in, my morale has dropped. Even though I only have 3 subversives, it says I have to pull 4 cards. So now it's getting really bad. Okay, so I pulled a patrol. It says the first one goes on grocer. I pull a second one. It says, well, I'll do that in a second. I place my person first. I'm going to do that to get food. And so I'm going to go there. Now I pull for that person. It says Radio B. I have a third person I can place. I'm going there to call for food. I'm getting food here. I kind of want to go to the doctor. You know what? And I'm going to go to the poor district. No, I'm going to go to the doctor because I need medicine eventually to go to the poor district and raise my morale again. Now I pull for my third officer, and it says Point Levesque. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Now, if this was my only safe house before, I would have been doomed. Everyone would have been caught, really. But not to worry. And then for my fourth one, it says Radio B, which is taken, the grocer, which is taken, and then it says the black market. Okay, so not much went on here. And unfortunately, I kind of mistimed my thing here. This person is going to call for 3 food to drop in. Boom, boom, and boom. But this person can't pick it up. Did I place that? That's too bad. Can't pick it up on this turn because you need to wait for the airdrop. But this person here can get the food, or excuse me, the medicine that I need, and that'll help me in the future. Okay, well, now it's day 4. Well, this is getting a little stinky because I'm almost at the halfway point of the game and I haven't accomplished anything. I really wish I had my propagandist. Okay, so now they come off. They're going to come back. And now it kind of just repeats and it goes. As I've been playing this game, sometimes I rush it because I really just want to see if I can push my luck. And I end up dying probably around day 8. But there seems to be a lot of strategies that's gone on here. Now, between the different iterations, and I'm talking about the print and play, the app, which the app is really the most difficult to play. This is the best format. There's so many different ways to attack the problems. The multiple missions, the combinations of how they buttress each other or work against each other, whether you go for a negative strategy of using the black market for instant money, but morale goes down, or the positive strategy of trying to get morale up. Do I build safe rooms? The spare rooms, do I turn them into safe rooms or propagandists or informants? How do I use them? Where do I use them? They also count on you to memorize these cards. There's only 10 of these patrol cards, okay? So you can memorize them. I kind of have an idea about it. I haven't made a point to memorize them, but if you do, you kind of get a sense of what's been used and what will be coming, and that helps you too. My goodness me, I got to tell you, this is a nail biter all the time. It's always very, very tense. I've won it maybe one time, and it was an incredibly satisfying victory. So again, that is Maquis. That's coming out really soon. It's one of the most highly recommended solo games I've had. Lately, I've had a bunch of really great ones. This goes in the list. And like I said, it's by the people who made Black Sonata, another fabulous game that has a really unique system with looking through a hole that's a keyhole, and you're looking for the lover of Shakespeare. It's super cool. Anyway, check that out and let me know your thoughts, okay? Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.